So I saw Philomena and it was kinda good. It's definitely a solid movie, but solid is where it stops. It's still a good movie, but the entire time I kinda got a made-for-TV movie vibe from it. Steve Coogan was basically just playing Steve Coogan, but Judi Dench did a great job playing her character as a somewhat sheltered and confused old woman. Some other performances were also really good. Every aspect of the film was good, but the director didn't really do anything to define the film as his own, and I don't see him becoming a name that I'll remember. I really enjoyed it, but in a year from now, I don't think I'm gonna really remember much of this movie. There were moments where certain aspects of the film stood out enough for me to be able to appreciate them. I really like that there was some effort put into keeping it consistent with the time period, and I do think that a big part of Judi Dench being able to play her character so well is how she was written, but the vast majority of the film went by without really giving me anything to chew on. It was all good, it was all correct, but there's an infinite supply of good and correct movies out there, and to me this movie's destined to be lost underneath all the other ones. That being said, if you find yourself personally relating to the topic or subject matter, don't be afraid to call it one of your favorites, but to me this is pretty minimal for what could be called an Oscar movie. Check it out and see for yourselves, but I'm giving this one a 6 out of 10. Hey guys, so just letting you know there's still quite a bit of work to be done for After Earth YMS Review Part 3. I had expected that if I were to release Part 2 that I'd have the vast majority of Part 3 done, but no, I only edited enough of Part 3 so that I could know that I could make it split into 2 parts. So yeah, at this point I'm not worried about the time length of them. I'm certain that it will not be longer than 3 parts. Part 3 will be the last one, and it should, again, be somewhere around 20 minutes to make my quota for my promised 20 minutes worth of YMS stuff per month. So part 3 should be out sometime around and or before March 2nd, and the reason why that is because I'm away for a week. I'm gone on a family trip obligation sort of thing that has been planned for the past 2 months, so it's not like I could reschedule it or anything. And so I've put in shit tons of hours this month to try and get part 2 out before I left, and success, as you can see, part 2 is out right now. So I am going to fucking like take a break for a week. You know what's cool though, is that since like my parents are obviously aware that I'm doing this for a living now, and the last time I was visiting them, since we're in different provinces, I had to reschedule my flight and leave a day early. So I think they kind of took note of that and influenced what I'm about to say next. I got a 2-month early birthday present, and it is an old laptop from my dad's, like he got it through his company or something. They're not using it anymore. So they decided to give me an early birthday present, which is awesome. And now with that, even though I'm not able to do it yet, I'm planning on upgrading the fuck out of it with the small amounts of extra money that I have right now, so that I can use this laptop to continue working even when I'm not home. So it's a win-win for everybody. I mean, like, I'm not gonna lug around my fucking microphone, or even this other microphone that I'm using right now. I'm not gonna lug around that stuff, so I mean, if I get audio recordings done beforehand, then I can just patch them all together, because the majority of the work isn't doing the voiceovers. That's only part of it. Majority of the work is splicing together clips, and obviously, as you can tell from the past YMS reviews that I've done in the past 5 months, that I spend a lot of time and effort doing these things. And it's awesome that you guys understand that a lot of time and effort goes into these things. Since my YMS quota is one 20-ish minute segment per month, I am planning, even if I get this one done like 4 or 5 days early, I'm probably just gonna wait until March 1st, just so I can count it as the quota for the next month. If you look back in my video history, I did a quickie before The Walking Dead Part 4. I was intending on doing something similar like that back then, and then I wound up putting a lot more time into it than I thought I would. Story of my life. So it's still the exact same thing I've committed myself to, plus I'll probably be releasing a like thoughts on style video before the end of this month. Hopefully I have time to do that, and then with that Patreon stuff I can actually go into starting to upgrade my laptop so I can continue to work. But yeah, I'm still committing to the exact same quota that I've set before. I'm just working fucking like double, twice as hard the past month and a bit so I can get it out incrementally early. So like part 1 was at the end of 1 month, and then part 2 is, I guess, around the like kind of middle of this month, and then part 3 will be around the beginning of the next month. And that way, you guys didn't have to wait that long for the whole 3 parts, because it's within like 35 days if I release it on March 2nd. I didn't do any math. It's probably wrong. And that way, I can finally start releasing things closer to the beginning of the month. Like, I'm glad that, well, I mean, still might not happen. It still might... Ideally, I'll be able to release the part 3 of it at the beginning of March. I can't imagine what would happen that would prevent me from doing that. I can't imagine what I could possibly do to that video for it to take me another, like, 20 days after that. Ugh. So now I'll finally have a bit of a safety net. So instead of being like, oops, I have to leave on a flight a day early, sorry mom, because I have to get this review done before the end of the month and I only have like 2 days, but I need at least 3 days to finish it. I've been cutting it close like every single month. Every single month I've just barely gotten it out in time. And I'm more of a planning person than that, and I need to have some sort of safety net. So, I mean, like, it's not like I'm delivering any less of anything per month. I'm just starting to do it at a different time in the month. You see what I mean? I'm sure you guys are all okay with it. I'm just letting you know what's up. Also, something important to note is when I do my, like, top 2012 video, that usually winds up taking, like, half an hour of shit. And I know that it's not the same as, like, me making fun of a movie for 20 minutes. Like, it's not the same tone. It's more of a recommendation sort of thing. But unfortunately, those lists do take a lot of time, so that will be included as the one YMS video for that month, which I'm looking at it probably being April. Otherwise, I don't see how I'm supposed to get that and a YMS video out in the same month, because those top whatever lists of the year lists also take a lot of prep time, and I watched through a fuck ton of movies to see them. You should check out some of my older lists, and maybe you'll be introduced to some films that you haven't heard of before. And it's not all about being like, oh, it's better because you haven't heard of it, but I like being able to have an impact and you know, introduce someone to something good. And I am fully aware of the fact that some of you guys are like, oh, I would rather have a YMS video than a top 10 sort of thing. But there's also people on the channel that would rather have those top 10 videos than a YMS video. There's people on the channel who have already complained about After Earth being like, oh, it's not a movie that it's universally recognized as good. I would rather have you tear apart something where everybody's wrong about it rather than one that everybody already knows that it's bad. There's people that want me to continue doing The Walking Dead. There's, like, everybody thing different for my channel, and I'm glad that I am able to do it in a way where I still have variety, because I don't want to be making the same video over and over, you know? And I think the people who are my patrons that are tipping, that are paying my rent right now for each video I make, I think those people are also glad to have some variety in there. You know, no matter what type of video of mine that you would rather see, you'll still be getting it, even if I have to dedicate a month of time, or maybe a bit more, to other things before I get back to it. You know, I don't want my channel to just be like only Walking Dead videos forever. I don't want my channel to be like only M. Night Shyamalan videos forever. I don't want my channel to be, you know, I want to have variety. Variety is a good thing, guys. You know, despite YouTube completely fucking up their comment system, I try my best to listen to you guys. And although I may not agree with everything that everybody says all the time, I'm at least aware of things that people are saying, you know? Anyway, big thank you to my patrons and donators, because without you, this would not be possible, and it would negatively impact all the people who aren't patrons and donators, so they should be thanking you too. Because go to my website right now and look at how frequently I posted YMS reviews or any kind of video before I started this whole Patreon thing in September. Doing reviews at the quality and speed that I'm doing them right now is not fucking possible with a full-time job, because this is its own full-time job, and I appreciate that you guys have helped make this my full-time job. Also, very relevant, this fucking thing that the folks at Patreon sent me. Oh my god, my webcam just... Oh, look at that. There was no space on the wall behind me because I didn't want to take down Abe. But still, fucking awesome. Oh my god. Hey, it's my Speed Racer wallet. My workstation's hilarious. Anyway, thanks people at Patreon. It was an unexpected and free gift from them, and it shows that they are the type of company that I kind of aspire for my own channel to be like, you know? They clearly give a fuck enough to make something that is relevant to what I'm doing. I'm pretty sure, considering the majority of people on their website are not film related, that that's obviously some thought went into that. So that's awesome. And thanks Patreon, thanks to everybody. I've made this too long, and the quickie for this update video was pretty short. Deal with it.